I felt violated on my doctor's appointment. So here I am straight out of high school. It was a couple years since my last physical and I was due. So, I scheduled a doctor's appointment for a regular physical. You have no idea how this is going to end. I get to my appointment and I'm ready for whatever. Open my mouth and say take big, deep breaths in and out, and yes, drop my pants, turn and cough. Then he says, we should take a urine sample, and I'm like easy peasy. So, I get a cup from the nurse, head to the bathroom and splash all over to get a sample. You think it's easy, but it's not like a faucet. Once you start, you can't stop. I cleaned up, walked out and gave the cup of my pee to the nurse, and head home full of pride, thinking I surely passed with flying colors. Nope. The nurse calls later that afternoon, and I'm thinking, I only slept with a couple girls. What could it be? She begins to tell me that my test came back abnormal and that I should see a specialist. What specialist? I ask. She says we found an abnormal amount of white blood cells in your urine, and we'd like you to see a urologist. Great, here we go. I schedule a urologist appointment a week later, and I'm thinking the worst. Could it be an STD? Or worse yet, some type of disease? Maybe I have a defective ding-dong. I have no clue. I nervously walk in, sit down, and wait my turn, gripping the chair with both hands like I'm about to take off on a rocket ship. There are other guys in the waiting room, all waiting their turns, but it's obvious that I'm the youngest of this space shuttle crew. Finally, my name gets called, and I sit down in the exam room. About 20 minutes later, the doctor comes in and explains what the nurse told me over the phone. Here I am thinking, it'll just be another urine sample, right? He then says, I'd like to start with a bladder scope. Great, they're going to cut me open and look at my bladder. This obviously won't happen today, and this will need to be scheduled out. Nope, he says, no, we won't cut you open. We'll take a thin tube with a light and camera at the end and insert it into your urethra. I am visibly shaking at this point. What's my urethra? Is that a medical term for belly button? I ask. No, it's where you urinate from, he says. I immediately turn white and start sweating. I begin to tell him, I don't think this is necessary. I've only slept with 2 girls, and there must be some type of mistake. Can we schedule this for another time? No, we have it scheduled for today, and trust me, it won't hurt or take long, he says. I get taken back into another room where they lay me down to prepare me for the procedure. I'm literally shaking at this point, thinking I just want to go home and crawl under the covers. Then about 4 other nurses walk into the room. Apparently, they are students who are observing the procedure for educational purposes. WTF, I'm thinking. This older female nurse, probably in her 60s, then comes up to me and says, I need to prepare the area for the procedure. She then proceeds to clean my junk with this orange-reddish liquid called iodopovidone. Oh no, it's been some time since my last encounter with my ex, but this is not good. She's cleaning the area like it's her last supper, and here I am getting a rock, hard bonsai tree. I grasp the table, and before I can start to think of my grandmother, the inevitable happens. I had no control. It was so fast. I had no time to think. It comes out. The nurse takes a step back and immediately places a towel over and says, it's not the first time. The procedure was quick, and I got dressed and walked out of the office with my tail between my legs. I get home and shower like I've just been violated. Thankfully, everything was just fine, except for my pride. I haven't had a physical since. I think men should be able to become gynecologists, but my friend doesn't think so. For context, I, 30M, saw a tweet saying that men should stay away from gynecology, and I thought that was ridiculous. I told my friend, 30F, that, and she said she agreed that gynecology should be exclusive to only women.
Story 2. Ayo, my best friend's BF smacked my butt? I am currently in my room writing this while everyone else is in the kitchen/living room and what to do. My large group of friends, all 24-25F, always rent out a house for a week this month. BC 4 of us have birthdays this month. This year, I happen to be the only single one in my friend group. I get along with all of my friends' BF, so even though I am like a ninth wheel, I haven't really felt left out or weird this whole time, until today. One of my closest friends, Sarah, 25F, has an older BF. He's 36. He's a nice enough guy. They've been together since around this time last year, and I've gotten to know him a little since, and never got any bad vibes. Well, This morning, I am in the living room doing my workout. I am a very dedicated fitness person, so I work out most days, which is something me and this guy have in common because he's a personal trainer. He walked into the living room while I was in the middle of my stretches/warm-up, says good morning, and we chat as I'm still working out about some fitness stuff. The convo is winding now, while I simultaneously go into a forward fold. As he walks past and says, "Okay, well, keep up the good work," he smacks my butt and walks back to his room. I immediately stop everything and go into stunned silence. This was hours ago. I don't know what to do. I am horrified that he'd think that is okay. He is a trainer, so I understand maybe he was trying to be encouraging, but what? I don't think it was meant in a sexual way, but I am very uncomfortable now. Do I tell her? Do I tell my other friends? I don't want to ruin the trip, but I feel so icky now, like I am hiding something. Edit. Thanks for the replies so far, guys. I just wanted to add this in case it's relevant. The only thing that has ever made me slightly uncomfortable about him in the past is that he's been pretty persistent about working out with him as a trainer every time I see him, and I always decline BC. 1. I can't afford it, and 2. I like to work out alone. I always thought he was just trying to drum up business, which could still be true. Also, he's made jokes about me being bisexual, but that's kinda par for the course in my friend group, since I'm what they loving call their token half-gay. I think I'm just gonna be like, "Hey man, you probably didn't mean anything by it, but if you could not touch my butt in the future, that would be great, and try not to make a big deal out of it. What do y'all think?" Update. The next day. Thanks to everyone you responded yesterday. I honestly didn't want to text my mom or anything BC. I didn't want to make a big deal out of nothing. But everyone seemed to be on a consensus that I should at least mention to him that it made me uncomfortable so it didn't happen again. I do just want to say for posterity, the smack was definitely more than a pat, but less than a slap, if that makes sense. Harder than if you were, to say, pat someone on the back, but he wasn't leaving a handprint or anything like that. Last night, I went outside to smoke a cig, and he came out with me, and I tried to bring it up as casually as I could. I just said, "Hey man, I know you probably didn't mean anything by it, but it's been bothering me, and I just want to clear the air. I didn't particularly like when you patted." I said patted BC. I didn't want to insinuate anything. My butt yesterday while I was working out. I know you were probably just trying to be encouraging, but it made me a little uncomfortable because I have personal space issues. I don't really, but I have to spend another 2 days on this trip with him, and I didn't want to make him feel bad. He apologized profusely and said he didn't think when he was doing it and was so sorry if he made me uncomfortable. I guess this morning or late last night he ended up telling Sarah, and she also apologized to me this morning and seemed really mad, but I told her not to worry too much about it. Whether or not he was actually being creepy remains to be seen. He did seem pretty genuine in his apology, and I doubt he would voluntarily tell his GF if it was nefarious in nature. That being said, no one should touch your body if you don't want them to. Period. The end. I'm glad it wasn't anything more than a stupid mistake, but it could have been more. Glad I said something just to clear the air.